Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nabila Azahra. My student number is 236121091. In this video, I want to explain about the several material from discussion in the classroom. The first is types of validity. Types of validity, there are two types. The first is logical validity. Logical validity, which means reasoning. The type of logical validity is an evaluation instrument that refers to an instrument that based on the result of reasoning. And in this logical validity, there are two types. The first is content validity. Content validity is the test includes examples of learning outcomes that are in line with the state learning objectives. And the second is construct validity. Construct validity refers to how well test items measure what they are intended to assess based on a specific concept or predefined conceptual definition. This type of validity, whether in typical performance like attitude, interest, self-concept, locus of control, leadership, style, and achievement motivation. And the second of types of validity is empirical validity. Empirical validity is entitled empirical validity. Therefore, an item or instrument can be said to be valid through experience. And in this type, there are two. The first is predictive validity. This validity exists when an instrument is able to correctly predict outcomes or events that will occur in the future. And the second is concurrent validity. This concurrent validity can be created if there is a harmonious relationship between test scores and current performance. And the next material is types of test items in learning language assessment. In language learning assessment, there are three main categories of commonly used test items. The first is objective test. Objective test is designed to assess learners' knowledge through specific and limited answer. For the example, the first is multiple choice and then fill in the blank and true or false. And the second is subjective test. Subjective test is a test assess learners' abilities through more open-ended and complex response, which require qualitative judgment from the teacher. For example, essay, interview, speaking test. And subject tests allow evaluation of complex aspects of language ability, such as critical thinking and creative experience. And the third is performance-based test. This type of test assesses learners' abilities through tasks that mimic real-world situations. For the example, simulation, and then role play and project. And the selection of the right type of test item should be tailored to the purpose of the assessment and the language skills to be measured. And the next material is proficiency test. The definition of proficiency test is a test designed to measure an individual's ability in a particular skill or field without considering how or where they acquired the skills, and which aim to identify students' weakness in a specific subject. Proficiency tests have a broader scope and assess overall skills. An example question for a proficiency test. The first is listening comprehension. Listen to a recorded dialogue and then answer the following question. And the next is reading comprehension. Read a short text about travel and answer the question. And the strengths and weakness from the proficiency test. The first is strength, internationally standardized. And then broadly measure skills rather than being tied to a specific curriculum. And the strength next is provides an objective assessment of language or skill levels. And the weakness from this test is does not consider individual learning methods and then may not fully reflect a person's practical skills. And then high-stakes nature can cause anxiety among test takers. And the last is time allocation for the proficiency test. Proficiency tests assess multiple language skills, including, for example, listening, and then speaking, and reading, and writing. Because the test covers a broad range of competencies, the total duration is 115 minutes or longer. And then the next material is History of Bloom's Taxonomy. Taxonomy comes from two words in Greek, namely taxon, which means to classify, and nomos, which means to rule. This term was later used by Benjamin Samuel Bloom, an educational psychologist who conducts research and development of thinking skills in the learning process. And the history of Bloom taxonomy began in the early 1950 at the American Psychologists Association conference. And Bloom and his colleagues said that from the evaluation of learning outcomes that were widely compiled in schools. And finally, in 1956, Bloom, Engelhardt, Firsthill, and Cradwell succeeded in introducing a conceptual framework of thinking skill called Bloom taxonomy. Of course, to achieve higher goals, low levels must be met first, and then the cognitive domain emphasizes intellectual aspects such knowledge and thinking skills. And meanwhile, the psychomotor realm contains behaviors that emphasize manipulative functions and physical abilities, swimming, and operating machines. And revision of Bloom's taxonomy. In 1994, Lauren Anderson and cognitive psychologist Bloom's taxonomy to suit the times. The result of the improvement were only published in 2001, and the revision include the first is change of keywords from nouns to verbs for each taxonomic level, and the second is change occur at almost all hierarchical levels, but the order of level is still the same. From the lowest to the highest. And then the fundamental change lies in level 5 and 6. This change can be explained, and for the change, the first is at level 1, knowledge is changed to remembering, and level 2, comprehension is emphasizes to understanding. At level 3, the application is changed to apply, and level 4, analysis becomes analyzed. Level 5, synthesis is raised to level 6, but with a fundamental change. This is great, and the last level is level 6. Evaluation downgrade is positioned to level 5. And the last material I will explain is principles in evaluation. The principles of evaluation, there are many types. The first is valid. Valid means evaluation based on what it should be using appropriate tests to ensure reliability and validity. For the example, the teacher uses a reading test to assess the student literacy skills. And then the second is objective. Objective means that the assessment result reflect to actual abilities of the student. For the example, the teacher used a clear and detailed assessment rubric when evaluating students' essay. And then the fourth is accountable responsible. The third is accountable or responsible. In other words, teacher must be able to explain and justify every assessment result given. And then the last is comprehensive. Comprehensive means that the assessment must cover all aspects of ability according to the learning objective. For the example, like the teacher uses various assessment methods such as writing tests. So that's all from my explain about the several materials today. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.